5 o'clock somewhere, ain't it, God? I'm drinking. I told my son, I said, Mia text me. She said she played a recording for Chief Madison. So I don't know what you left on that girl's machine, but I know the text I sent should be under Rule 26 and under the law able to be gotten. You should be able to secure my name through Google. Google knows my name based on me using my identification getting a phone line. So then Google has a constant feed of Sharon. That means Google has every video I've ever erased, every picture I've ever taken. Whether or not I buy storage to access that stuff from them is not the same. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So for me, under the Social Security office, them right there, 2012 is when we met. I didn't get Social Security for little Michael through Amy Jane Getz or through any lawyer. I got Social Security for Sharon. There was a point in time where Sharon was living off of her child support, and I said that I could be a foster parent. And as we argued, and I lived off my child support, and my rent was barely anything, I think. I tried to forge a way for me and my kids going forward. So I told Mike today, call me later, make sure your mom is okay. I woke up crying this morning, and I couldn't figure it out, except for the place I was in, the people I was surrounded by, the things that's going on in my life where I don't feel deserving. I felt like if I got caught selling Oxycontin and I deserved to go to jail, I would have went to jail because I was selling pills, right? I knew that. I would have owned that behavior. I would have did everything in my power to make sure I got me and my kids right. But for that car accident, I had a job. I worked at Express Scripts. I hated being paid every 2 weeks, but I could have learned the budget. They didn't give me a chance. I used to complain that I wanted to be paid once a week versus every other week, and I damn sure didn't want to be paid on the 15th and the 30th because sometimes there was an extra week, and that shit hurt when you needed that check, right? And you're used to being paid every 4 weeks, and then there's that 5th week in the month. I like being paid weekly. I did better budgeting weekly or monthly. I didn't do very well bi-weekly, and I didn't do very well on the 15th and the 30th. The law says it has to be in a brown paper bag. You can't have an open bottle in public unless it's in a brown paper bag. I'm drinking and I'm smoking, and I want to die, Pa. Miss Bonneville. That office right there, Social Security admin. The contact to Chicago, is it? Which contacts Washington on my behalf, like the Office of Civil Rights. I don't want to play with Ilhan and Omar anymore. I hate that bitch, God. I hate that bitch. I got up, I left the room, God, as it welled up inside me, as I felt like she was making this illegal deal at the 6125 library where, again, the district court is. As I felt like this Somalian, African, non-American bitch had more rights than me. Sharon, born in the United States, right? 50 or 52, I don't give a fuck. Thought the motherfuckers told me I had rights, and I don't. When I thought I was now having a family argument, do you know how I had to go within myself to deal with hate from people I didn't know hated me? Krisha, being jealous of me, being better than me. These are different than hating me. You weren't better than me. You said in your head you were. I didn't want to argue with you. I thought I was better than you. Way better. Smarter even. If it wasn't for Bobby and Keith Ellis and Don Samuels, you people wouldn't be no motherfucking where. Nowhere. You wouldn't have shit. You wouldn't have a window to throw out piss, right? You wouldn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. That's what they say. Like me. So I'm drinking, son. Let's see how much Mom's drank. Since we got the real time, right? Controlled data. I said I'm a walking motherfucking tower. I said they gave me an illegal surgery through Oprah Winfrey's private channels under Barack Obama, Keith Ellison, Don Samuels, Bobby Joe Champion. They thought they were doing me a motherfucking favor, touching my God-given body. And every time I complained and I wanted help, they didn't help me. That's how much I've drank so far. Remember when I went there and that man was, you know, that Somalian put us out of that bitch? Pa, Miss Bonneville, Miss Green. Remember when that Somalian came and put me and my son out of there and he smelled like war? And the Somalian had him get a breath mint? That Hennepin County security guard pulled up. I was outside waiting for him always. You know, once a motherfucker seems to think they gonna call the police on me and I'm gonna be in fear and run, I've always stood my ground. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. And just because you're a person saying something doesn't make it motherfucking right. And you might be violating the law under the policy and procedures of your own motherfucking company. That's me. I wish I didn't think that way, God. I wish I could just think like a dummy. I wish every time they sent a trick for me, they sent many tricks for me. Many motherfucking tricks. Female, male, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. No shame, no remorse. You figure that you get over the fact that nobody wanted you to be born, and a right to life says you have a right to life, but then it's structured by some motherfucker who gave you rules. You know, like don't kill people, don't beat your wife up, don't rape a child. I don't feel like they are smarter than me. I don't feel like I want to be a part of their world. I've gone within. I've become withdrawn. I'm depressed. I'm fucking suicidal. And you got me on real motherfucking time. Real time. Not a game. Where the fuck was he at in 2001? Huh? 2001, when Shayla and Little Michael was at motherfucking Lincoln. Where was he? Where were you, Bobby? Keith? When Shayla and Little Michael entered into Lincoln, right? Willie Fort's admin had him fine. Willie Fort's admin didn't send for Sharon. Karen Wells did. That smug, light-skinned, white-skinned bitch to me. Her skin's white to me. Had the nerve to tell me, bitch, you got me some help, but you got to go. As me and my son was put out. How long was he on his first admin transfer? Margaret, Amy, Atlee, does some motherfucking lawyer want to answer for me about how, again, long he was on his first fucking admin transfer that was banned from being used as you bitches with your children think you're better than me and mine, right? You deserve that welfare check. Even though I got up and I went to Express Scripts, I went to motherfucking Rainbow, I went to motherfucking Kelly's at the, what did you call that? The Best Buy warehouse, where I put a motherfucking sticker. I put a motherfucking sticker on a CD so you couldn't steal it. You know how many motherfucking CD boxes I had to carry? Nah, I couldn't do that job no more, could I? Doc Pinto. Huh? I did that job as a manufacturer before. No problem. Didn't no welfare bitch threaten to take my check. I said I need money. As that nigga sat in my house. Right? April? Jamal? He didn't work. Did he work then? What job did he have? Huh? As I went and put stickers on a Best Buy CD. As my child sat there with no daycare. Their dad laying with some bitch. And my daughter in a car seat. Are you sure you want this shit today? I'm not in the motherfucking mood. I'm not in the motherfucking mood. Sharon Martin, woke up motherfucking crying. I am not in the mood today. Not in the mood, Dad. Mom. Renee. Terry. Not in the mood.